iBasso DX220 referenced app. Already took it out of its box. I've already been listening to it. It's quite warm right now, and that seems to be occurring when I'm using the PEQ. There's a pattern kind of with that. Before I get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you take this cover off of here, which is plastic, this had a little dollop of glue right here. And when I took it off, I thought it was peeled. When I got it off, this was like that. Is that a big deal? No, but it wasn't, and it wasn't caused by this piece of glue either. I got a video of the moment that it happened, but I started to cuss, and I thought, I've done a video already with iBasso and been very, very unprofessional, so I'm not going to do that again. But I did get peeved about that. Cable cover stuff, that'll be for another video. Design-wise, it's very nice. It's very smooth. There's no sharp edges. Everything is like beveled. It's got the volume wheel, which has got little extra play between clicks, but that's a nitpick. Remember, this is about $1,000, which in this day and age for a flagship DAP is really, really, really reasonable. You got next or fast forward. I don't know if it does both. Play, pause, rewind, or go back. I don't know if it does both or does one or the other. On the top, it's got the power button right there. It's got the USB-C. It's got SPDIF. On the other side, it's got a single SD card. It's got a removable amp. And this is line out, regular, and then 2.5 balanced. I have the amp 8 coming, so I'm looking forward to using that. Go ahead and turn this on. Screensaver is obviously not for my bass, so it's mine. Slide it up, and we're already in here. Let's back up out of there for a second. Actually, let me go back into there. EQ. Turn that off for right now. Get back out. I'm going to actually get out of Mango Player. So I'm in Android right now. This is where if I wanted to use Neutron or something like that, I could probably get the APK and then open it up. It doesn't have Google Play, but somebody's going to modify, though I don't recommend anybody do any firmwares that are not absolutely authorized and fully supported by the manufacturer of the device, ever. I've gone through this before. You use it in the way that it was built and created by the people that created it, and if it's not good enough for you, then sell it and get another thing. Luckily, it looks like they've done a really good job. So on Android, you can get software like UAPP, which will go over around Audio Finger in Android, or you can get Neutron, which will sometimes, depending on the device, will work with it or won't. For iBasso to go around Neutron totally is to go with Mango Player, which is the player that they created to surpass the limitations that are inflicted by the Android system, Linux. This is the album art. The first cool thing about this is, number one, is just the quality of the screen is really, really good. The glass is a Samsung panel. It's got a nice, very, very, very smooth edge. This is what the volume does. It just increases like the bubble that's going on. Yeah, that doesn't. Sometimes you can touch the screen and do it. So basically it's a bubble that gets bigger when you do it. Now, so you see 1, 2, 3, slide it over, then I'm an album. Now playing, playlist. No. Yeah, it'll take me back to there. The other thing that they did is, before with the iBasso, if you went through album art very quickly, of course it's got 4 gigs, but that's really not the whole thing. they've got a thing where they'll show a box and then it'll go to half a box when it's really scrolling, and it if there is any lag, you can't tell because they coded it very well. Now I don't know if you could catch that, but you'll see a box, and then you'll see basically like a half a box when it's right there. You see that for just a couple of seconds, it looks like the box is very thin. So you don't, if you're scrolling through very quick, it's a comfortable experience because there's kind of a pattern there. You see that roll, like it's like a Rolodex in a way for just a second right there. You can catch it. That makes the experience of scrolling through a larger library much easier because the software was done correctly. This is what Astle and Kern does, and they can use 2 gigs efficiently without making you feel like you're waiting. iBasso has done the same. Is it because of the 4 gigs or their coding? It's 2, which makes it really good. So the software is better than it's ever been on any iBasso I've seen. The quality of the screen is as good or better than the R6 Pro. Sound with the stock amp is about the same as the R6. It says reference right here. So if anybody says it's a referenced app. In this configuration with this amp, that's what they're going for. That's what they call it, that, and it sounds like that, which is not my cup of tea. I contacted Paul by a mail, and he was kind enough to reply to me, and I'm going to get the amp 8. I'm paying for it, of course. I'm not one of the people that gets a free iBasso DAP from iBasso. But I said, it's kind of neutral, but I complimented him on the GUI, and he said that they spent some time on this, and it looks like it. They did a very nice job. Didn't actually want to go in there. So your album art looks very, very nice. If you've got a large library, I don't have a lot on here, you're not going to have like that uncomfortable moment where you're scrolling through and you're waiting for the boxes and then bing, 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 they fill up. Who wants to put up with that in 2019? Not me, and if you got this DAP, you don't need to put up with that. You see how that did that? It's almost like it accelerated with just a nice smooth touch. And people that have never seen my channel before are like, what the fuck is this dude spending so much time on this? Because that's important, man. That's the user experience. I said before that one of my ideal DAPs would be something that had a screen that's got the pixel density of a phone. That's what this has got. It's got RAM enough for my library. This has got that. And it has a PEQ, which this has. So let's go into, I can't do DSD, which these are all DSD. So that, okay, this is the FLAC version. This isn't the DSD, so I can go in to this. And I got gapless. I can do that. I got gain. I got 3 settings for that. I got medium, I got high, medium, and low. EQ, left, right balance, digital filter. I've got 7 filters that I can choose from. Go back into here. I got an EQ. I got 2 kinds of EQs that I can use. One is a graphic EQ, which has probably got 10 bands. And then I've got the parametric EQ. Now this is a bug, basically right here. It's probably going to do something eventually. Okay. That hasn't run smooth yet, so I didn't know if that's a lag or you swipe it up, you double tap it. Let me go back down. So I just hit back. Okay, back down. Now if I want to go back into that higher screen, okay, that must mean that that's a double tap right there. I'm going to cancel that. I've got a setting right now. of a peaking filter at 55 hertz. If I set this, I can input the value that I want to whatever I want. I'll just go with 55. Confirm. Back where we were. Gain, Q factor, and then the type of peak that it is. I've got 8 types. I get low pass, high pass, band pass, notch, all pass, peaking, low shelf, and a high shelf. It's very dope. And I've got 6, 2, 3. I got 6 of these that I can select. Very, very cool. Is this on par with the low 2? Now here's something about the heat of this device. It's always when I use this PEQ. If I'm listening to music regularly and I'm holding this in my hand, I don't feel the heat. I feel it a little bit. If I use the PEQ, I can feel this thing is getting quite warm. I don't believe that I'm playing music right now. I might be though. So the quality of the user experience via the 4 gigs of RAM, the improved coding that they did as far as loading the album art, which is clear to see for anybody that's used iBasso before, the way that that fills up the boxes is different, which makes it a nicer experience. A PEQ that's got this had to have taken a lot of time to put together. This is quite nice. I'm a fan. It's very warm on this right now, but I put it in a cover and I don't really care that much, to be honest with you, why it gets that warm. Screen quality is fantastic. Let me go with filter 5 just because it's got a different color. Turn that on. You hear the rain outside. Sorry. I'll leave that off. So I'm going to do a review for this. First impressions are, it is as it said, which is a referenced app. It's got a very neutral sound. It's very much like the R6 Pro. It's got a nice screen like the R6 Pro. It's got a fast experience like the R6 Pro, but this has EQ tweakability that is above the R6 Pro, and it's got a screen pixel density that is maybe slightly better, though I don't think I could really tell. Like I said, if I look at it on this angle, some screens will white out. Only from this way will it give me that. From this it doesn't do it. From this it doesn't do it. From this it doesn't do it. Just that angle right there. It's a Samsung panel. It's very, very nice. Because this rain is killing me, I'm going to go ahead and get out. So it's a reference tuned sound. It's not... it doesn't have any tonality to it that I can quite pick up. Like it sounds slightly like a Calyx M has got a warm rep. An Opus number 3 has got kind of a... it's definitely not warm. It's not neutral either. It goes kind of the other way. And WM1A is neutral. A WM1Z is slightly warm. This is something that I would put in the neutral range. But again, it says referenced app right here, that means that what's it going? So it's not a nitpick, but the amp 8 might actually give me a little bit of warmth, and because I've got this PEQ, I'm good to go. I'm actually going to turn this off because I'm trying to judge the sound of this device, and that's best done with no EQ, but it's nice to play with. There's Tupac. It's nice. And that rain is heavy. So a review for this will be coming up. And for its price, the quality of the screen, the amount of RAM that's inside, the quality of the coding, and the amount of tweakability is giving you basically like a B version of a low 2PA Gold Touch in just the tweakability, and in every other sense it's not weak or inferior at all. It doesn't have gold on it, but who gives a shit? And also that other thing costs 3 times as much, so this would be something that, unless it gives me some really big problems, is definitely going to get recommended. So I'm going to save rants and other stuff for another video, because this one went without any swear words or anything, so I'm going to leave it just like that. So that's the DX220, little walkthrough. For its price, it gets wrecked, because every company out there is doing stupid crazy prices for reasons that are not audible to my ear at all. And this is something that people can afford and get a good user experience and not pay a bunch of money. So it'll definitely get wrecked, but that'll be a separate video. And I'm out. Shows live on stage for hoes yelling my name. To be precise, ripping mics.